What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Gold Guy YouTube channel, and welcome back to the Suzuki TS185 Restoration. Wait, no, I'm not. Wait. You guys weren't supposed to see this. I'm not ready for another TS185 episode yet. Things all torn apart. I need parts, man. Waiting on parts. But this video is going to be my Q&A. So if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, a couple days ago I posted on YouTube and on Instagram, which if you don't follow my Instagram page yet, what are you waiting for? You're missing out on all kinds of good behind the scenes content. Follow it, goldguy_official. So yeah, welcome to my first ever Q&A. All in all, I think I have close to 50 questions. I did not expect that many questions, so we gotta jump right into it, guys. So first question on the Instagram page. Release the Berserker asks, what was your top speed on the CB750? Also, I want to lower my front fork how you have it, but have been reading it's no good for high speed and bumps. What is your opinion on the handling and performance with your front lowered? So, I didn't lower it that much. I actually can't remember how much I lowered it, so... that's handy. Measuring stick right here. Let's go see how much I actually lowered the front end. Yep, 2 inches, guys. So I actually only lowered my front end 2 inches. To answer your question, release the Berserker, it really didn't affect the performance of the suspension too much, but I also added a piece of PVC pipe into the top of the fork tube, which compresses the spring a little bit and gets rid of that sag. So really not much is different because it sagged down like 2 inches to begin with, and now it doesn't have that sag. So what he's talking about is one of my most recent Cafe Racer videos. I lowered the front end and got rid of the nasty old speedometer tachometer unit. And to be honest, it isn't much different with bumps, and I think it handles better now because the center of gravity is lower and it's just a little bit more balanced now, because before the rear end was low and the front end was high and the seat was low, so it just didn't make sense. Now it's a lot, I think it's a lot better. But if you're going to do that, definitely add something to the top of the tube to compress the spring down a little bit. You can see that video here and what I did. Now, this is a loaded question. What was your top speed on the CB750? Well, when I did a top speed run before, I had the old speedometer on it, which only went up to like 80, I think. And I hit that and it kept going, so I'm gonna say it's probably like around 100 miles an hour, if not a little bit faster. I don't know. If you want to see an updated top speed video with the new speedometer, comment down below. Next question. Dominic.Luke asks, what was your favorite build so far? Can it be a build that I'm currently doing now? Because if so, it's definitely the TS185 build. The TS185 build kind of brought me back to my roots of being Gold Guy and just getting outside of my comfort zone, which is what I did to buy this. It was just sitting in someone's backyard, and I just went up and asked him if I could buy it. And well, long story short, it's in my shop now and it's all torn apart, and I'm trying to get ready to ride it, which will be hopefully my next video on the bike. Next question. NKAHRS2001 asks, you should do a repaint on the CB750 with the police American flag. 1, that's not a question. And 2, I'm never repainting that bike. Why would I do that? Acery4141 asks, what's next? Question mark, question mark. 2 question mark tells me that this is a really important question. And to answer your important question, I really don't know. I'm going to finish the TS185 restoration and see if I can get it on the road somehow. That would be awesome. So there's a lot of content coming there, and I still have a couple videos I want to do on the Scrambler, and then I kind of am planning on selling the Scrambler and getting a new project. So stick around and you'll find out what's next. Josh BU5BY asks, I am restoring a 1975 TS185. That's how I found our YouTube channel. I was wondering why some TSs have a battery and some don't. Mine doesn't have a battery, at least I don't think it ever had one, since there is no battery box. So these bikes don't really need a battery because they're kickstart. The battery is just for the headlights and the taillights and the horn, and my bike doesn't even have those. The guy that owned my bike before me pretty much just turned it, when he was putting it together, he just turned it back into a dirt bike. So there's really now there's really no need for a battery. But to answer your question, probably someone just took it off because all TS185s and TS250s have batteries, I'm pretty sure. Ants Love Honey says, what's your dream bike / car? Ants Love Honey. It's a good question. My dream car is probably a 1969 Camaro that I would restore. I think that'd be pretty cool. Dream bike. Well, right now my dream bike is to get one of those old turbocharged 4-cylinder bikes, probably a Kawasaki Z1, and I think Honda made one too. Either of those bikes would be really cool, and that's kind of what I want to build in the future. A high performance race bike from the past would be pretty cool. Trent Wallisons asks, what is the best style of bike for New Zealand? Trent, I live in the United States, Pennsylvania, and I've never been to New Zealand. So that's a tough question, and I'm assuming you live there if you asked that, so you would probably know better than me. But from just seeing pictures of New Zealand, beautiful country by the way, it looks like there's a lot of mountains and trails and ruggedness, so I would have to say a dual sport would be the best bike. Gabriel.mendoza.weirdo asks, would you ever travel across the USA by motorcycle? Would I? Hell yeah, I would. I would need to have a good group of people with me though, but I could definitely see myself doing that in the future. 111 Hideki asks, how much is the cost of Cafe Racer? I think I've talked about this in a few other videos, but basically to sum it up, I don't know, every Cafe Racer would cost a different amount. I mean, it's a pretty broad term. You could build a Cafe Racer out of a Triumph, which would cost a lot more money than, say, build it out of a Honda like I did. But I can only answer this question from personal experience. My Cafe Racer in the end costed around $1,500. I bought it for like $400, got a ton of extra parts with it, so it was a pretty sweet deal. And then I put like a little over $1,000 into it. So yeah. Luke Tarbox, what's up, Luke? When's that chopper build coming? Do you see a beard yet? Beard that goes down here and a lot of gray hair? No. So I'm saving the chopper build for when I'm a little bit older, a little bit more wise, and yeah. I might build a bobber though pretty soon. That's a little bit more realistic than a chopper build. Tresav_18 says, what kind of bike is your dream build? This is kind of a repeat question, but I like how this one's worded more than the last one. Gary Drum says, so in answer to your question on your video about content, I'd love to see you do a bobber. Well, I guess it's official then, doing a bobber. Okay, I'm going to save all the questions about my Subaru Impreza that I turbocharged. I'm going to save all those for the end. So if you came just to see your question about my Subaru answered, skip ahead a little bit. Matt Page Picker, I'm sorry I butchered your name, but he says, 3 questions from Matt. Why did you start YouTube? I talked about that in my last video where I watched my first ever video. The real reason why I started YouTube is because I remember watching a lot of YouTube videos in my childhood, and I still watch a lot of YouTube videos, but that's pretty much the reason why I make them, because I like watching them. I mean, with building bikes, there's a lot of content possibility there, so I just knew that what I was doing could be shared and could benefit me and other people, so that's kind of why I do YouTube. Which is your favorite motorcycle? TS185. What study did you attend? Currently, I'm going to community college of CCAC for small business management. The Restless Vagabond asks, do you ever have, oh, never mind. No. Do you have a dream to start building bikes as a profession in the future? Start a business, sell parts, gain more recognition as a builder and such? You do a great job on the videos, by the way. Awesome stuff. It's a pretty good question, the Restless Vagabond. This is related to the last question. That is kind of why I'm taking small business management classes, because I would love to open my own shop one day. That is a big dream of mine, to open up my own motorcycle shop. So, yes. Short answer, yes. Theo has 2 questions, and he asks, will you ever want to build an old BMW Boxer? What's that again? Not too familiar with BMW Boxers. I've only heard of Subaru Boxer motors, but... Oh, okay. It's a bike. Yeah, BMW Boxer. I would love to, but looks pretty expensive, so that one's gonna have to wait a while. And then he also asks, is it you playing the guitar in some of your videos? No, that's not me, but I do play the guitar sometimes in my spare time. I used to take lessons, but I'm not that great. I don't put in enough time. In my videos, that is mainly Igor Presnikov, which makes amazing videos and amazing fingerstyle recreations of songs. He's a great guitar player, so I use his songs because they're not copyrighted, and he's cool, and I like him. Ricardo Hermaza asks, hey bro, do you still have the left hand and right hand side covers for your Suzuki GS850? I'm looking for those parts. Thanks, and let me know. Well, let me check. Got some Honda side covers, man, but couldn't find any Suzuki side covers. Sorry. I don't think I ever had any of those extra anyways. And that was the last Instagram comment. So going back to the YouTube post, we've got like 26 more questions here, so sit back, enjoy the show, and grab a cold beer or a warm coffee and stay a while. James Garnsey asks, oh, that's not a question. Mark Ellis says that's not a question either. Sorry. Lizard Life. There we go. There's a question. How much money in all did you spend on your cafe racer, and what part of PA do you live in? Because I live in the suburbs of Philadelphia. I live in Washington, Pennsylvania, which is around 30 miles south of Pittsburgh. We live in the same state, but you're pretty far away. I already answered the question about the cafe racer, so there you go. Shane Miller asks, how tall are you? LOL, pick my question please. I don't know, let's see. "66 inches. I think I'm like 5'11", I don't know. Alright, he also asks, what got you into mechanical stuff? The only answer I really have to this question is, because I've been asked this before, I grew up building Legos as a kid. They were my favorite toy ever, and I guess the Legos kind of slowly evolved into, I built a cabin down in the woods, but I built a few like shelters and kind of shacks and stuff before that with just sticks and such. And so I think like the outdoors and Legos and everything kind of evolved into motorcycles. So Legos pretty much got the ball rolling in terms of mechanical stuff. Ruben Gonzalez asks, do you plan on getting a leader bike? If so, which one? Well, crotch rockets aren't really my thing, but I would definitely get one and ride one. If I had money just to throw, which I clearly don't, I would probably get a, I don't know, probably a Honda CBR 1000. Farmer Rex asks 3 questions. Do you plan on doing more off-road moto vlogs once you get your new dirt bike fixed? Hell yeah. He also asks, since you're getting into dirt bikes, do you plan on buying a more modern modern dirt bike, I think is what he's trying to say. I used to have a 2008 DRZ 125, and that was a pretty modern dirt bike. I had that for a few years, or a couple years, and I rode it a lot, and I ended up selling it. It just kind of got too small for me, but I definitely do plan on buying another dirt bike soon. Wow, this question is very unlike all the others. Describe the first time you've had an alcoholic beverage, and how old were you? I can't answer that, man. I'm only 20. I'm not even 21 yet, so technically I'm not legally allowed to answer that question. But I think I was 13. The Bike Channel asks, which one of your bike builds did you enjoy the most? The Cafe Racer was a lot of fun, and I guess I can't answer the TS185 for this one because it's not done yet, but I mean, so far the Cafe Racer was easy, and I didn't have as much trouble with it as I did with the Scrambler. With the GS850, I'm still having trouble with it. It leaks oil, and I'm going to talk about that in a different video. So the Cafe Racer was nice and easy, and it was a good introduction into motorcycles. The Stoned T-Rex asks, I'm building my own Honda 1980 CB750, and my father rode one for 30 years. I'd love to talk with you and maybe answer a few questions about this unique bike. So, there's no real questions in that statement, but okay, yeah, let's talk about the unique bike. Matthew Drewy, which is a patron, so thanks, man. First off, thank you for all your videos that you post. You are a great inspiration, and every video is entertaining and incredibly helpful. Great work. Thank you. That's a very nice statement, and you're a very nice person for being my patron. If you guys want to help me out on Patreon, link in the description, and from now on I'm going to be shouting out all my patrons at the end of every video. But anyway, Matthew Drewy's question is, which bike are you most proud of and why? I'm gonna have to say the CB750 Cafe Racer is the one I'm most proud of, because it was my first motorcycle build and I taught myself pretty much everything along the way. All the technical stuff I did myself, and I learned through YouTube, watching YouTube videos. And I built my YouTube channel pretty much on that bike. That's where a lot of my subscribers came from. Razor NV Me says, what's your favorite brand of motorcycle? Would you ever consider buying a Ducati Sport Classic 1000? I would consider it for the right price. My favorite brand? I don't have a favorite brand. I think they're all good. Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, KTM, Husqvarna, Triumph, Ducati, they're all good. I don't have anything against them except the Chinese bikes, because they tend to be pretty crappy, but I'm sure there are some good ones. I don't have a favorite brand, but I have 2 Suzukis, so I guess that kind of tells you something maybe. KC909 asks, any more plans for the CB750? What do you think about converting it to a monoshock? I think it would look sweet on that bike. That bike is pretty much done. I kind of stopped making videos about it, but I'm going to make more videos about it. I'm going to be doing some rear sets on it because it still has stock foot peg position, which kind of sucks. And there might be some other videos here and there, but I'm not going to convert it to monoshock. That sounds like a big job, and I already have the stance of the bike figured out. A monoshock would definitely look cool on certain bikes. I would probably do it on a V-twin. 4-cylinder bikes are already so wide, so I don't see much of a point in putting only one shock in the middle. But a skinnier bike, like a V-twin 250 or something, yeah, Monoshock would be really cool. Hater Ali Khan asks, buddy, why not you take a new project from India? Because bike arts are cheap out here. Will be more fun to see you working on different projects. I think it would probably end up costing me a lot of money to get a bike all the way from India, but if I could do it, I would. I mean, that sounds kind of crazy. You can get bikes pretty cheap in the United States too. Just depends on the state of it, but I really don't think I'm gonna do that. Trailblazer 13 asks, are you going to do a newer dirt bike build in the future? Yeah, I think so. George Cowell asks, what is your primary source of funding? Primary source of funding for YouTube videos is pretty much ad revenue. I separate that money out and use the money that comes from YouTube to put back into YouTube. But I do end up using a lot of my own money that I get from working side jobs. And I've done a lot of carpentry work, which helps out as well. Igor Dohashi asks, what's your dream motorcycle? Hi, from Brazil. Hi, from Pennsylvania. Gabin Gauthier Lodek asks, how do you choose your bike bases? The look, the final idea, the cheap cost, the challenge, tell us everything. A loaded question. I do a lot of it before I even buy the bike, so I research like what kind of look I want, and then I see what I can get for cheap. Price is definitely a big deciding factor in the bike that I build, but with the style, a lot of it comes up along the way, so I just see something that would look better and it fits the style I'm going for, and I go with it. But watching YouTube videos and looking at pictures of bikes definitely inspires me. Lispy Jarrod, which is another longtime subscriber, what's up Jarrod? He says, would you ever start your very own bike and mechanic restoration business? Yes, I would. I already answered that one. Darkseid Ultimate asks, I want to learn more about automotive stuff like you. How? You're on it, man. YouTube, man. Watch some YouTube videos. It's an incredible source of information. Alvin Shang asks, do you plan on being a motorcycle mechanic? For other people, probably not. I like fixing bikes, but I like doing it for myself more. No, I don't really plan on fixing people's bikes for a living. There's just not much creativity in that. I like to put my creativity into the bikes, and can't really do that if you're just fixing it for somebody. Mr. Florib asks, how did you learn to work on bikes/cars? YouTube. I taught myself pretty much everything I know. Josh asks, why don't you have a Supermoto yet? With like 10 question marks. Trust me, man, I want one. The reason I don't have one yet is because they're pretty expensive and I'd have to sell a couple bikes before I can buy a Supermoto. But I do plan on building a Supermoto or a dual sport project, like a DRZ 400 for instance would be a great bike because they're pretty expensive. So if someone wants to donate me a DRZ 400 or a WR 450, yeah, I'd love that. Now, let's answer the couple Subaru questions. So Mason Cox asks, how is the tuning going on your Subaru and when can we expect the video? The tuning is going okay. I'm kind of just having to teach myself how to tune, and it's my daily driver, so things with that car are kind of slow. So you can expect that video in like a week or two. Heil Godrian asks, can you please tell us the estimate cost for making your Subaru turbo and all the parts you needed? But in summary, I probably spent like $500, well, more than that. I probably spent like $700 turbocharging it, and all the parts, you're gonna have to wait to see that, but I did make a video with most of the parts, and you probably already saw that, so it's not much help. Just hang on, man. I will make a video with an updated list of all the parts that I needed to turbocharge my Subaru. So that's it for the questions, guys. If yours didn't get answered, or if you asked it today and it's too late, then I'm sorry. I'll try to reply to the ones that I didn't get to answer. Well, guys, this video is getting kind of long. You guys asked a lot of questions, and I've been wanting to do a Q&A for a while, but I was kind of nervous to do it because I don't know, I didn't really know if it would go over well with you guys. I didn't know if you would have questions to ask me, but you definitely had some questions for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this short little, well, not short, but I hope you guys enjoyed my first ever Q&A video. I definitely enjoyed making it. I like taking your guys' input and answering questions, and I want to make it clear that it's not just like a me YouTube channel. Like, this is for all of us, like my subscribers and me. Like, we're the Gold Gang. I want to try to do something for all of us, not just for me. So yeah, if you haven't already, guys, please join the Gold Gang by subscribing and thinking about checking out the Patreon account. Anyways, thank you for watching. I know you guys want to see some build videos. They are coming. I'm working on the TS185 right now. More videos are coming. Stay tuned. Stay with me, guys, and I'll see you next video. Peace out. Thanks for watching, guys. Bam.